Blessed be everybody, it's me, the Zen Witch, here with another Unboxing the Classics video. I have, it's getting dark here, it's only like 5 o'clock, 5:30 I guess. But we're in midwinter and it's been a really gray day, and so I'm in full cozy mode here. My altar's all lit up back there. Lit up and glowing. I love it when she's all lit up. So let's get to it. The deck I'm going to be showing you tonight is, I would say, my second favorite out of all my tarot decks. And as you know, I have many, many. And I have 2 more new ones from Christmas. This is the Robin Wood. And I've had this deck since, well, let me look at the copyright. This deck is 1991. I got it before my daughter was born, so I would say I got it in like 91 or 92. I think it was pretty fresh when I got it. Beautiful card backs, Celtic Naughty. And if you notice, it came out of this, one of the bags that I made for it, because the box fell apart long before the days when I started taping them up like an obsessed weirdo. I make no apologies. So here's the deck, and I will say this deck I got after, I think I already had the Hanson Roberts. I'm pretty sure I did. But once I got this and found out it worked as well as the Hanson Roberts, when I was doing festivals and fairs and things, I used to do a big Ren fair, and I would spend my entire day reading, 20, 25 readings a day, and that will just shred your brain. And when the Hanson Roberts would start getting stale, you see the same cards over and over again. And when I would start sounding like a parrot to me, like I was just saying keywords, it would be time to switch the deck so that it gave my brain a fresh look. So I would switch to this one. Sometimes I would give people a choice, pick a deck. That can be cool too. Anymore, it's hardly about them. I just ask them for permission to do a reading, and the cards do the rest. But anyway, the images are light and beautiful. They're very light-handed, nice outline around things. So cartoonish, sort of flat and cartoonish in that way, but things are shaded, so not quite as extreme as the Rider-Waite. They are true to the standard tarot imagery, but there's a very strong pagan spin to it, which I never really, I guess I don't know. It had to have been overt when I saw them because it was unusual when I first got them. So there's the Fool with this little bag of tricks, and I love the ribbons here representing the elements, and that he's about to step off the cliff there, and there's his little puppet dog. So here's where the pagans show up. Look at the magician with the crowned with the antlers. It's lovely. So the magician is clearly a priest in this deck, standing in front of an altar. There's the infinity sign, the black and the white candles. So there's also like the usual magician is standing far back, and you see almost, the whole him head to toe, but this one is more up close and personal, and he's looking right at you. So right away there's a connection. And look at the high priestess. Isn't she beautiful? Same thing. So everything, even though the imagery is pretty true to the standard, what we see here is something much more up close and personal. You're getting really close to the figures in the cards. And she's holding a book and a crystal. So this talks about kind of right and left brain. You can see how much this deck is just right away. I have a relationship with this deck. It triggers me. It triggers my gifts. The left brain would be indicated by the book, and the right brain by the crystal ball. And you see the full moon in the background, and she's got a black and white tree behind her, which is really beautiful. And here's the Empress, not only pregnant and sitting in this abundant harvest type setting, but she's actually spinning. She's got a spinning wheel and she's spinning. So she's making some, making material things that she's manifesting. That's it. She's manifesting. That's the Empress. And there's the Emperor on his throne. looking much more approachable, I think, in his glorious robe. Very true to standard. And the Hierophant. Look at the difference between, like, the Magician. His magic is powerful and potent, but it's very wild. And then this very sterile, kind of top-down magic. Hierophant, the Lovers. Oh, look, Peen! Yay! Nudity that isn't about sex and that isn't just about a woman's breasts. That's really refreshing, isn't it? And it's like, kind of like this is summer here and this is fall. Look at the apples. Interesting. I'll have to look at that a little more closely. The Chariot. And a lot more motion in the cards, even though they are sort of flat or they have that outline to them. There is a lot of motion. They don't look like flat, static images. The Strength card. She seems a little more engaged, and she and the Lion are going the same direction there. The Hermit. I just love the images artistically too. The colors. Look at the wheel having the full spectrum here. And the Wheel of Fortune being described by the looks on her faces from one mood to the next and the changing thing. That's a lovely depiction there. Justice. The Hanged Man. I love the Death card here. Look at the White Rose. And butterflies. There are butterflies throughout this deck. Temperance. Look at him juggling. Temperance is usually pouring something from one vessel into another, but here he's juggling. I love this depiction of the devil as well, because it's not like there's a being that has enslaved these people. They are the ones enslaving themselves. You know, the chains are an illusion, and it's because they won't let go of this thing that's too heavy for them to drag, and they can see the way out, but they're hanging on. Wow, is that ever descriptive? There's a thing called a monkey trap that I read about a while ago, and it's like to catch a monkey, you take a box and you cut a hole that's only big enough for the monkey to get his arm through, and you put a banana in the box. The monkey will grab the banana, and then he'll be trapped because he can't get the banana out of the hole, and he won't let go of the banana to pull his arm out. So that's a monkey trap there. And I really question whether a monkey would be trapped by that. The Tower. Very descriptive as far as the color palette there. The Star. The silver and blue. She's beautiful. The Moon. The Sun. That bouncing naked baby on a pony. Yee-hoo! Happy. Call it the Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy card. There's the Judgment card. And we will notice that we've had several more naked women already than naked man. One. Equal rights, that's all I'm asking. And then the World card. This is a beautiful depiction of the world because she's in motion. She's not that static image of kind of floating in the middle. She's like, rah, springing through. So I love that one too. All right. Wands. Well, here's a pretty descriptive image of that one. Not an actual human male, but you know, block and tackle there. Two of Wands, looking forward to the future, looking out for what's the next move. The ship's coming in. This is always what stood out about me in this card is you've taken responsibility, you've taken the steps, now the ships are coming in, starting to see results. And the Marriage card, it's not just building something, but look, they've built this thing and now they're dancing underneath it. That's very sweet too. This card talking about cross purposes and energies not working together. The Victory card. The card of overcoming or feeling, you know, like overwhelm. But it's mostly, you know, overcoming odds. Eight of Wands. Look how beautiful those are. They look like they've got jets. Never really noticed that. They're shooting through the air with jets. Nine of Wands. Very This is the boundary card. Talks about being vigilant, keeping your boundaries healthy. And look at those wands. They're gorgeous. They've got vines all around them, crystals on them. Really nice. And the Ten of Wands. Page. Knight. And you will notice that wands are fire in this deck, as they are in most decks. Not going to address that here. Queen and King. And now we have swords. I love the palette. Just they're very, very expressive with color in this deck. 3, 4, talking about take a break or you're going to get sick. Recovery. This is the nya card. Other decks, it's like, defeat or victory or, either or, looking at win or lose situation or something. But this one has a very clear nya part to it. I like the Six of Swords. You could see this kind of diaphanous, ethereal being in the back of the boat there. Sort of like being guided. There's the Thief card. Looks a hell of a lot like Aragorn to me. 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, and 10. Devastation. Page. The Knight. The Queen. And the King. And swords are air in this deck. Look at that. I mean, just it looks like that cup is encased in glass or crystal. It's just beautiful. 2. 3, party time. 4, pouty time. Like party time, pouty time. Disappointed, disillusionment. I didn't get what I wanted. And that's that sense of loss. Things are really going downhill. Remembrances, remembering the past, daydreaming, 8 of Cups, 9 of Cups, happy, happy, another happy, happy Georgia. This is the happy birthday card. The happy family card. Page of Cups, decidedly looking female. Knight, Queen, I love these. And King. Those oceany colors. And then our Pentacles. Very earthy too, trying to navigating through imbalance. And I love that, usually there's the ship being tossed on the waves, and I always talk to people about juggling of resources and the emotional upheaval that goes with that, which is symbolized by a rocking ocean. But here we've got these boats like ships sailing through the air. So we could be talking about, I don't know, using your mind to get you where you need to go so you're not juggling anymore. That's a possibility. Mastership card. The Miser card. The Left Out in the Cold Dependency card. Ooh, that's never really come to me in that form. Dependency, just because of circumstances dependent on others. And there's the Charity, money that's not worked for. This guy is looking decidedly less exhausted than the 7 of Pentacles guy usually looks. And there's the 8. Apprenticeship, that's pretty graphic too. 9. Solitary Wealth. The Stable Family card. Page. And the Knight. And the Queen. And the King. So there they are, the Robin Wood. And I forget about this deck because it is in a bag, so I don't, it doesn't catch my eye when it's up on the shelf there. But let's look at the book. Copyright 1991, like I said, by Robin Wood and Michael Short. Took it nearly a decade to design, combined the traditional tarot with more current and natural symbolism. I'm editing here. Review. The deck card by card, study the images and color schemes, pay attention to the emotions you experience while meditating on each card, write those insights in a notebook. So that's great instruction to start your own book. This will eventually become your own personal guide to interpreting the cards. The following pages contain the thoughts and impressions which occurred to the author while studying the deck. We've included Robin's own insights too, the ones she had while designing and drawing the cards. Please feel free to use your own interpretations use our interpretations until you develop your own. So the major arcana are the cards of power and mystery. These cards touch on all the great powers in the universe. Their names alone conjure up rich images: strength, death, the devil, justice, sun, moon, etc. When these images are combined with the illustrations provided by the cards, these powers make themselves known as forces behind and within the life of the seeker. So let's just look at the Fool. The meaning, and this is very short and sweet. There's a meaning, there's a reverse meaning. Done. Thoughtlessness, folly, lightheartedness, innocence. Purity of heart, lack of discipline, one seeking fulfillment and experience, freedom, lack of restraint. The other side is carelessness, vanity, indecision, apathy, poor judgment, lack of control. So the Fool is the Fool because they are so innocent, because they're not aware of things that they need to plan for. They're not aware of what life can dish out. They're just on this rush of, it's a new beginning. We're off on an adventure. This'll be fun. And, that wave of excitement is about to carry them right off the cliff. So the Fool is always watch your step. While things are feeling new and fresh, watch your step. Be aware of where you're going. Think about it. Okay? So it's nice to see short, sweet meanings like that, and you don't get bogged down in learning the deck. They also have, when we get to the end of the majors, okay, the weirdnesses in decks. I always wonder why people do this kind of thing. So let's see here. Minor arcana deal with day-to-day concerns. And yes, that's the way I look at it too. Could have come from this deck, the view that, these are the day-to-day details and the majors are the big life things. There's considerable latitude in interpreting the cards of the minor arcana. Until recently, the minors were printed without illustration. This made it easy to attach meanings called for by the situation. Unfortunately, it also made it far too easy to become confused and to mix up the meanings of the cards. The minor arcana of the Robin Wood are richly illustrated with visual reminders of the most common meanings built into the figures. We've also added keywords to the descriptions of the pip cards, the 2 through 10, and the ace, to help remind you of the basic meanings. Okay, now, yeah. All right, the suit of diamonds in modern playing cards derives from the tarot suit of pentacles. Talks about it being money, goods, services, work. Pentacles are associated with earth signs, blah, blah, blah. And we have the ace first, reward, riches. Okay, so those are the key words, reward and riches, the ace of pentacles. So interesting that we start with the pentacles. But then we go to king, queen, knight, page. So we start with, it's like aces at the top, and then we're stepping back. And then we go 10. Okay, so they just have ace as the high card, and they do it in descending order. I don't know why people do these things, especially when they don't explain it, because the majority of decks, the ace is number 1. That's why it's there. It's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on up. And I want to know why somebody has changed that and why they see it with the ace on the top and then in descending order. I want to know. Because if it's supposed to map out a journey or a story here, why would you go backwards? I don't get it. And fortunately, I don't have to get it because this is a great deck and I've used it many, many times. And that's, I don't need to go for that. But interesting that we have the pentacles first, and then we have swords, and then wands, and then cups is at the end. Pentacles, swords, wands, and cups. Again, I want to know why people do things the way they do them. But I'm going to put them in that order just for grins. Has nothing to do with you guys, so. Pentacles, swords, wands, and cups. So, at any rate, regardless of little picky fussies here and there. I love, love, love this deck. It is evocative. They do, they mention the feelings and the emotions on people's faces, and you can see them. And this is why it's a very good switch off for me with the Hanson Roberts. So anyway, that was the Robin Wood. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be putting up new videos every Monday and Friday, and a lot of stuff in between too. I appreciate you being with me. Please like and subscribe and share and click notifications and all that happy crappy so you know when I'm putting up a video, and I will see you guys the next time. I hope everything goes well for you until then. This has been the Zen Witch. Blessed be. Peace.